Hey guys, we're going to be starting soon. I highly advise you get a friend for this one. You don't want to miss this show. So stay tuned. We're going live shortly. Welcome everyone to Sunday Night Live. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen in the market right now. We're all on the edge of our seats, anticipating quite any move that could come up or down. So without further ado, I'm just going to introduce myself. My name's Tony, and tonight I'm here with Smokey, Smiley, and we have a guest as well. So before we get started, guys, get a friend. The best gift you can give anyone right now is a link to this channel and the kind of news we're going to bring. There's a lot of opportunities, so give the gift of giving. So without further ado, let's give over to Ijoki, who's going to have a chat with us about the market. We're going to take a look at some of the news. We're also going to take a look at the charts and what the show has in store for us.
Hi, thank you very much, Tony, and thank you guys for having me tonight. I mean, it's a big privilege to be your guest, probably your first guest, I guess. Thank you also, Smiley, and thank you, Smokey. So let's get into it. You guys have a very, very, very thrilling capture, which is Bitcoin about to do this again. So from the fundamental side of things, the news, Tony, what do you have to say? What's going on? Like from the news, is this bad news or good news? What's going on fundamentally?
I think I'm bearish. I'm not quite happy what I'm seeing in the market. I don't think people are quite aware of the kind of bubble we're in right now. But it's also seeming like, we've had COVID, we've been struggling for the last 2 years. So people really want to see some big change. People want to get hyped up. People want to have a good Christmas festive season. So from a fundamentals point of view, I can see that Bitcoin might just be going up and crypto might be pulling it up. Is it the healthiest thing or the best thing? I don't think so. So I'm going to be bearish on this. I don't want to see people get disappointed right now. So I'm rather playing it safe right now. I think from the news you can see Solana and a bunch of the projects are becoming stronger, but with a lot of the money from an institutional point of view just flowing into Bitcoin and Bitcoin alone, we're not seeing that the value is actually being used properly. So this bull run, I don't think it will last.
Wow. Talking about bearish, okay. I mean, that's a big word for some people who are dumb like me, So, probably bearish means the market is going to go further down. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think the market's going to go down. I don't think it's going to last the levels that it's supporting right now. So, I'd be interested to see what Smokey and them have to say from the chart point of view, as I know institutions are chasing money.
Yeah, but is there a particular news in which you are basing your your speculation on? Is there a particular news that you saw, something you read over the internet? And by the way, guys, if this is like scary, if you're hearing like beer, and this is like wow to you, just go to the comment section and type wow, 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 like beer. Like you're probably about the first person on the internet right now saying that you have a beer feeling about this market. But tell me, what exactly did you see? Did you read a news somewhere that money is leaving the market or somebody's shutting the market? What exactly?
So just looking at the market the last couple of weeks, we saw Evergrande that's had the big collapse, defaulting on their debt. And I think that's one of the first domino pieces that we're seeing. I remember in the 2008 market, we've seen people predicting it. We've seen people complaining and saying, we're in a bubble, things are going to be crashing. So what we've ultimately seen is, that this is the first domino effect that I'm anticipating for the next bubble crash to happen. And I think, based on all the news coming in, you can see that people are becoming more aware. I think basic human beings are saying, something's wrong. We can see something's wrong. Cost of living is up. Inflation is all-time high. I think with the US reports coming out now as well, with a 40-year high, something's definitely wrong. And I think people are aware of it. So I think we don't need to discuss too much of what kind of news. What we know is inflation is all-time high. Where are we going to get the money to push this bull market to 100,000, including every single underlying project? Because you have these projects like Solana that's got an extremely strong ecosystem, regardless of the hacks that's been happening. You have these underlying projects that's creating a lot of value. And these institutions that push the money, they can't invest in these kind of projects yet. So I think we aren't as ready as we should be for the big bull run to the 100,000 level.
Wow, that sounds really smart. But again, let's see if Smiley and Smokey agrees with you with what the chat is saying, because again, we don't see the bank account base because we don't know their pocket, But I think the chat can tell us where they're putting their money and their attention. So over to you, Smiley. What are you seeing? What's the chat saying? Because I can see 40K, 44K, 47K, 53K, and 58K. Where are we? Are we safe? Are we bear or we're bullish?
All right. Thanks, Joki. All right. Currently now, checking, and then what I've analyzed, I checking the daily frame from the higher time frame perspective. I suggesting and agree with what Tony has spoken. Yeah. Right. Currently, right now, what I'm just saying and the chat is basically what Tony has said. Right now, checking the daily time frame, we can see a lot of manipulations. We can see a lot of liquidity grabbed. We can see a lot of playing, a lot of games going on in the chat. But to clear everything up, I think right now, nothing out of Fibonacci 2. Bitcoin visited the 70% discounted price zone, and currently now, when we are at equilibrium right now, Bitcoin price is at equilibrium. It's trading below the equilibrium price. And as I've expected and anticipated that I want BTC to visit the zone of 56,235 and actually it's a good valid key zones we should look out for a correct break. Right now, even if I have a break right now at the daily time frame at around 50,000 50,431, let's say at the current market price right now, I'm not yet bullish on BTC unless we clear the supply zone created the imbalances that we visited the 70 that we visited the 42,635 zones and 41,014 zones. These zones are key zones. They are key psychological zones that a lot of institutions are looking at. Right now, to me, I would suggest that before we can say, okay, we are gaining momentum, we need to break the 56 and 56,235 zones. Yeah, because
okay, sounds good. Sounds good, Smiley. So you're looking at us breaking 56,000 before there's a massive move. But again, Smokey, what's your take on this? Because I see 53 here and I see 58, I see 47, and I see 44.
So looking at what you guys are saying, just welcome everyone to the show. Glad to be here. But looking at obviously what you guys are saying from a bearish momentum, one thing that we need to be mindful of and considerate of is the higher time frames. Now, we've spoken in the past about the weekly and the monthly time frame, and looking at the overall structure, just from a pure structure perspective, we can see that, with the price formation, once price is formed, we can always see that, once the price is there, that there is no way of manipulating once the candle is closed. Now, one thing that's important, and I just want to get my brush out here, is we can see this push up, we can see this down, this area respecting this previous low while continuing to the upside. Now, that's super important for us as we respect these zones to the upside. We have not broken structure to the downside. So I cannot see any bearish momentum apart from, institutions and that's wanting to push price down to buy in lower prices. We've seen MicroStrategies just added more to their portfolio, as well as some of the other commercials. The facts are there if you know where to look, that the institutions are buying. So that means that at some point in time, price is going to move up. So we cannot see that there's, a clear breakdown in market structure. And currently, as we're sitting here, we can see that there's a push up. Now, this push has to be validated, like Smile says. For me personally, I've mapped out, certain levels like the 53, the 50, the $52,500 level as sort of early signs of bullish momentum and sign of strength. But obviously, the $56,000 level, like Smiley has pointed out, and clearly, if we look at, this sort of lower high formation here, we need to see a break above this, which for me, from a quarterly perspective, the $58,750 is going to be a very strong, move to potentially see a continuation. Now, we do have some levels and key areas of interest, like the $66,500 levels, where we could anticipate a potential reversal to correct any price inefficiency with this move up.
Smokey, wait a minute. You're running too fast for us right now, okay? So in clear words, what I hear you say is we cannot confirm any bullish momentum right now until we see price around 58,750. Correct?
Look, the first signs for me that we are seeing a bullish continuation is around the $50,000 to $52,500 level. That would be the first sign for me.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. When you say first sign, are you saying candle closing, and what time frame are we looking at? Is it a 1 week time frame or the 1 day time frame? What time frame exactly are we expecting candle close for us to?
The daily candle close will be a stronger confirmation, because we've seen, if we scale down to lower time frames, we've seen, like on the 4 hour, for example, you will see candle closes, but we need to see a clear break above these levels of the $52,500 levels region, which we have not really had. Like, we can see this 4 hour candle closed above the $51,000, but it was not strong enough to see a continuation. We pushed right back down into the $47,500 levels, grabbing some form of liquidity here before seeing this push that we're seeing now to the upside.
So in clear terms, we are expecting the 1 day candle time frame that if it closes above 53, 52, 51, you said, then that's the first sign.
That would be
50, so
if
what
we
would be
talk,
the second sign? What would be the second sign?
So the first area of interest, we're looking at this area here that I've now made a circle on, would be this area that we need to break above the 51,900, ideally rounding it off to $52,000 level. The key quarterly level of that would be the 52,500 level. So we want to see a candle close above that. First price would be on the daily, because that would mean on a lower time frame we'll have a much stronger push and a lot stronger confirmation being on a higher time frame compared to the 4 hour. But we can see if the 4 hour structure gives us a bullish structure, then obviously that will also serve as a confirmation, which could be earlier detected essentially.
So let's flip it down a little bit. In the opposite way, what break would we say with this break there could be a confirmation to what Tony said when it comes to being bearish? We're expecting price to move and say, okay, if price breaks this on the 1 day time frame, then we're going bear.
So if we have a candle body close below the 47,500 or ideally the $47,000 level flat, if we see a candle close below that level here, right? We see a bearish candle close below this level, that ideally for me would signal that we are going to form this sort of continuation, pull back into the zone, and then see a continuation to the downside. Then for me, it will definitely confirm it. You know, at Friday night session, we were unclear in terms of what the market wanted to do. But looking at the analysis, you know, during the course of the day and yesterday, we can see that in the price action, we clearly had a clean sweep of these lows here, which is a form of liquidity. We failed to break with a candle close below the $47,000 level. So this in itself, from a confluence point of view, gives us, you know, quite a bit of confidence for continuation. Now, in order to complete this leg, we need to see a break above this region here to strengthen a shift in market structure for bullish continuation. And that's purely based on price action and what the price tells us the charts. Forgetting about what fundamentals are saying, not that that's not important, but purely looking at the charts. Because remember, once the candle is formed, you cannot go back and erase it or change it. Once it's there, it's there. And that shows you the psychology behind the market and if there's bullish or bearish intent. So until we've broken below this $47,000 level, I don't see any bearish continuation to the upside. Currently, we can clearly see a bullish confirmation, but that can still change because remember, we've got more than 1 hour and 2 hours left for this day before we've got about 4 hours left until midnight. So we've got more than enough time to see a change, where this fails to break this low, which then would signal a bearish continuation, potentially to target the previous low as a form of liquidity. But that's just obviously looking at price and looking at the charts and what it's telling us from an objective perspective, because we know that the market can either go up or down or maybe sideways. But currently, we are seeing some bullishness, and we need to break this high, this current high or most recent high, in order to confirm that there's a continuation. And if we don't break this by tonight or early tomorrow morning, we can expect a bearish move down to come and target price inefficiency potentially in this week. And if we do break below 40,000, then obviously we're going to go down lower, like we spoke on Friday.
Yeah, nice. Stoney, looking at fundamental side of things, what if your prediction was wrong and Bitcoin goes bullish? What crypto do you think probably could, see like making some good moves if Bitcoin decides to go bullish?
I think he's busy with the sound. Stoney, are you?
Yeah. Yeah, even today I read that Polygon invested, I think, $500 million into one of the roll-ups of side chains of Ethereum. I think MyMR. So okay, that makes sense. Smiley, what impact will all of this have on the crypto market generally? You know, what do you see happening before January 1st from the chat?
All right. Thanks, Jogi, for that. If eventually BTC breaks our key levels that we're expecting for the next bullish run, then I believe some particular altcoin will definitely do follow. Yeah. Checking the BTC dominant charts, definitely I believe the BTC dominance will definitely drop. Yeah, it will really drop. Then it will give altcoins the chance to do whatever they want to do. And exactly that of Solana. I believe Solana will crazily flip some crazy zones if BTC eventually breaks our key levels we are expecting. Yeah, definitely. And even checking some key projects, that of ICP. Yeah, ICP definitely. Checking ICP, I believe ICP is a great potential coin, though fundamentally they might not be okay. But you know, well, when checking the bulls, the runs, everything, you know, some certain unexpected coins, pairs, they do crazily good. Yeah, they do crazily. So right now, once we're expecting, we're expecting right now is the lead, which is the Bitcoin. We're expecting Bitcoin to break the level, which right now, I'm just believing that right now, all these altcoins we are seeing, they are just moving at equilibrium. Yeah, like gradually the buyers are taking in, then the next day sellers are taking in. You know, we haven't gotten the right chance to get the momentum. So right now, I think, let me say in this word, Bitcoin is killing their potentials. Yeah, exactly. So until Bitcoin liberates from its zones, yes, then we can see some crazy flips from all the odds.
Thank you very much, Smiley. Smokey, I'm just reading your report today. It's about 88 pages. Would you just want to give a summary of what it's in your report and how we can access your reports, the opportunities that are in your reports? By the way, I went through the report last week and it really helped me in making my trading decisions. So can you just maybe shed some light about your report that came out today? It's 88 pages, how many crypto you talked about, and your opinion, probably just a summary. Over to you.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much. Yeah. So we obviously released the report for our members for Moonacade and TradeAcade on a weekly basis on a Sunday, sort of pre-market. The key objective of the report is helping people understand and find some clarity in the directional bias of the market in terms of the direction, whether the market's going up or down, and also highlighting key buying opportunities for various coins so that people can capitalize on those opportunities. Like we've seen with Luna past week, there was like 56% gains on some of the targets. We saw the likes of Matic hitting all 4 TPs in our report from the previous week. So we really saw some really key, factors, and looking at the building blocks around the report, that really helps you establish, sort of where the optimal buying positions is if you want to add to your portfolio, and that, but also seeing where potential reversal points is, where you could look at potentially taking profits should you feel that you are happy with the profits that you've made. But looking at most of the coins in the sort of top 20 that we've reviewed, if you had looked at our key sort of buying opportunities, some of the coins ranging between 13 and up to about 83%, which is quite nice opportunities that you don't want to miss out. So get in touch with one of the Moonacade members or one of the members of To Know It and see how you can get access to our reports to get more detail. We're also busy with more sort of hot gem products and projects that we are looking at releasing more information from a fundamentals point of view, but also from a trading perspective to see what is, where's the opportunities to make some cash, going forward. So yeah, that's basically the reports. That's quite an in-depth report, and it gives you nice breakdowns of key levels. We try and keep it simple as well, so that it's can cater for all sort of levels of investors and traders.
I must tell you, Smokey, I love those lines on your chart. It just gives me direction as to what to do and what not to do, what to expect and what not to expect. Now, tell me something in this case, right? If I'm already in Bitcoin, like probably I go into Bitcoin, I'm in 58,000, or when the crash came down, boom, right? I mean, there's no financial advice, but at what point should I maybe ladder out or ladder more in? You get what I mean? So I'm already in Bitcoin at maybe 58,000, and right now price is against me. Looking at, okay, let's look at worst case scenario. Bitcoin breaks, doesn't respect it for the 7,500 and breaks further down. What can I do with my portfolio? Maybe take away 30% or take 20% out. Not financial advice, but just a smart way to ladder out than just close out as stop loss. What would you like me to do? I mean, you're talking to me. You're not talking to anybody in the audience. You're talking to me, and I'm your friend. Talk to me, Smokey.
No, 100%. Look, obviously everyone's portfolio is different, and how you structure and manage your portfolio is based on your knowledge and what you want to do in terms of your risk management for your portfolio. So what I'm currently looking at for my personal portfolio is, like I've mentioned, with these key levels. Now I want to see what tonight brings. If we do not see a break above these levels by 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we might see something sooner, but waiting for this candle close firstly to see how bullish this thing closes and if it will reverse and go bearish, but then looking at sort of tomorrow around about sort of the 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. region to see if there's going to be a correction on Monday morning. Now, if the price closes below the $47,000 level, or even the 47,500, within that range, if I see a candle close below this region, I'm going to look at laddering out my portfolio, and try and save as much and protect my capital, because that's our objective, is to protect our capital. So I would typically try and ladder out bit by bit, depending on obviously your risk appetite and all that. You could maybe opt for a 30% here or 20%, again depending on obviously your preference. But you want to exit with a decent amount, not 50% necessarily, but see what price does. Because if you exit with 30%, you start laddering in at the various levels depending on what the market formation is. You can then obviously make up that from a farming perspective for continuation to the upside. So what we've done.
So let me get you straight. Yeah. Let me get you straight, Smokey. If I'm not in Bitcoin right now, from what I hear you say is that I can start laddering in from 47,500, 44,500, and 40K. Is that it?
Yes, 100%.
So simply, okay, cool. So simply, but if you are in Bitcoin right now, if I'm already in Bitcoin right now and I'm at some losses, all right, and I don't have more capital, I may want to ladder out, okay, and allow price to like get some momentum if I can start laddering, so that I have some capital saved to be able to ride the next move up. That's it, right?
100%. So typically what we want to see is, if we fail to break above this level here, right, we could take an aggressive sort of selling position here, but keeping in mind that price could easily come down here and reverse from here and then go up. So I don't necessarily want to take a chance on getting out of the market prematurely in this move here. I want to wait for price to close below this level, because that will signal. So there's two options. You can wait for a close below this and then wait for a pullback and then exit, some of your portfolio and then ladder out, as price progresses. Or you can obviously, ladder out a small percentage. So basically, so there's two scenarios. We break below this level, right? Candle close. Then what we're going to see is we're going to see a push back into this region. And this is where you want to start laddering out. but only once we've broken this previous low to signal that they want to go down, and then wait for price to go up so that you can obviously maximize your exit point and minimize your losses, and then from there start laddering out, whether it be here, there, and then wait for this break, ladder out there until you get to a point, and then obviously buy back respectively at the key levels that you want to identify. Because keep in mind, we've also got this $40,000 level. If price breaks below the $40,000 level, I can tell you I will be completely out of the market, and I will wait for the $30,000 level, 30,500 to see what is the reaction going to be at this point. But based on previous price action, we know that the probability for a lower push down because of all this liquidity here is probably going to be more likely to see a reaction from the 28K level. And if we break that, we will see a potential to the 22,871K level.
Wow. Wow. That's so much insight. So it means if I'm not in the market now, to wait until to see what happens at the particular level, if I can make it. So
yes. Look, the best thing, when you need to scale out of a position, right? When the market is in a downward trend, you are not going to just exit here because now it's dropping. When there's a break above a significant level or range, you want to wait for this pullback. That pullback that forms a new lower high formation that's lower than the previous high, that will signal your optimal, safest, lowest risk selling opportunity to ladder out of your position. You don't simply, because the market doesn't simply go down. The market's gonna work in a fractal nature. It's gonna work in impulse and corrective waves. So you want to get out at the lowest risk possible, when you're in a downtrend, if you are exiting to buy back lower. And when you are buying, you don't want to buy at the top. You want to buy low and sell high. That's the whole objective. So what we want to do is, we don't want price to hit 60,000 and now we're buying. We're waiting for that $60,000 move, wait for a pullback, whether it be into the $55,000 level or $58,000.
And now buy.
Before we buy, because this gives us the lowest risk entry, the lowest risk buy for continuation. And that is where you want to buy and typically sell in the market.
That's epic. That's epic. Okay, a number of us have learned something tonight, and we're excited. Thank you very much for having me. It was so much fun speaking to you. Guys, if you're just joining us and you love all you've just heard, just go to the chat session and type epic, APIC. They talked about some opportunities in Solana, ICP, BTC, and Ethereum. That was lovely. Thank you very much. And over to you, Stoney. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. I think, guys, that is it from our side. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to have more information on how you can get your hands on this report so you don't miss out on the opportunities, you can get in touch with any one of the team members or just email to know it. And then other than that, guys, have a great Sunday evening. Keep a close eye on the markets, and then hopefully the report will guide you on the decisions you need to make. Other than that, enjoy the evening. Cheers.